Hi, I'm Kirly Sue and welcome to Kirly Sue's Kitchen. Lots of you have been asking me to do a vegan Christmas dinner video, so here it is. I am going to show you how you can make a really tasty, easy to make Christmas dinner that actually you don't have to be vegan to have it, but if you've got vegan friends or relatives coming over on Christmas Day, this is perfect. If you just fancy trying something plant-based for Christmas, this is perfect. And also, if you're new to being a vegan and you think, oh, what can I have on Christmas Day? This is perfect for you because there's only actually one element in it that makes it something slightly different for people who usually have their meat and turkey and so forth, because the vegetables are pretty much the same. So I've done it in a really nice way, and I've done a really nice gravy as well. It has a kind of a Jamaican flavorings. Well, yeah, it would be, because a lot of my recipes are vegan Jamaican, so it has lots of Jamaican seasonings in it. Now when I say Jamaican, I don't mean it's hot, fire and peppery, not at all. It's just bold flavors, really flavorsome. So I'm going to show you how to make it. So the dish is called, I don't really have a name for it. I would say it's Jamaican seasoned meatballs with maple glazed carrots and maple glazed Brussels sprouts and roast potatoes cooked in coconut oil and grilled cherry tomatoes, fresh cherry tomatoes, yellow cherry tomatoes, and pea shoots to decorate. And then I also have a Jamaican inspired, well, it's a Jamaican style gravy as well for you to put on top of the meatballs and to go with the whole dish so it's not dry. So this is how you make it. First of all, let's go through how to make the meatballs. Really simple to make. So the meatballs are made, I used 1 can of cannellini beans. Those are those long white beans, and together with that it's half a cup of plain flour, a small onion, a clove of garlic, thumb-sized piece of ginger, 1 tablespoon of mixed herbs, half a tablespoon of seasoned oil, and 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. And it's the soy sauce that is reduced salt one is the one that you want to get. And it is so simple to make. All you have to do really is, first of all, I would drain the cannellini beans and rinse them slightly. Put them into a sieve and drain them so all the water comes out, because you want them to be a little bit on the dry side, because the cannellini beans, the liquid that comes in it tends to go into like a bit of a gel, so you need to wash that off and then drain them so they're a bit on them, so there's no more liquid in there and it's a bit dry. So once you've done that, you mash the beans with a potato masher, and then you add the flour and the tomato puree, the season, all the garlic, everything else basically, and you mash those together, mix those together rather, and then you keep going until it forms a dough. So then what you're going to do first of all is lightly fry, just a tablespoon, just take tablespoon amounts and make those into little balls and lightly fry them. And once you've lightly fried them, you put them onto a baking sheet, and then you're going to finish them off in the oven for about 20 minutes. So then they'll be nice and slightly crispy on the outside and nice and soft on the inside, and those are delicious, I promise you. So those are your kind of meat kind, in inverted commas, air quotes, say the umami element of the dish that we're making. So umami, for those of you who are not familiar with that word, it just means the most savory part of the dish. So then what we have with them, we have maple glazed carrots. So to make the maple glazed carrots, you can actually make the maple glazed carrots and the maple glazed Brussels sprouts at the same time. So the maple glazed carrots, you'll get, if you get those little carrots, the chantenay, I think they're called chantenay, you know, the little tiny baby carrots, and peel them, top and tail them, so chop off the little head bit, and you're going to put those into a baking tray. And you also put the Brussels sprouts in, but wash and peel the Brussels sprouts and cut them in half, because when you cut them in half it reduces that funny taste that they can sometimes have that people don't like. So first of all, you're going to put in a couple of cloves of garlic into that baking sheet, a couple of tablespoons of coconut oil, or whichever oil you want to use, and salt and pepper to taste. And then you put that into the oven for about 20 minutes, give it a shake around, and then you put them back in for another 20 minutes. So when I say shake around, you just turn them over. So about 20 minutes, about 40 to 50 minutes cooking time altogether. And then we have our roast potatoes. Now I would recommend using Maris Piper potatoes. So what you want to do with those is chop them into peel and chop them into the size that you want them to be. And then what you will do is put them in a pot of water, and with enough water just to about cover them, put it on the stove and let it boil. And just as it starts to boil, drain it from the pot, drain the water obviously from the pot, and then add a tablespoon of plain flour, and then put the lid on the pot and shake it up and down so that the flour coats the potatoes. While the potatoes were boiling, you needed to have put 100 grams of coconut oil into a baking tray, roasting tin, and put that in the oven to heat up. So once they've boiled and you've drained them really well and you've done the whole flour coating thing, you put them straight into the prepared baking tray, and you can baste them. So just take the oil and pour it over each of the potatoes, and you let that cook for about 20 minutes altogether. So about 20 minutes. Yes, let it cook for about 20 minutes, and then you take them out, turn them over, let it cook for another 20 minutes, put them back in, and then let it for another, say, 10 minutes until they're golden brown, and then they are ready. Just scatter them with some salt. So for the gravy, so we've done the meatballs, then we've done the carrots, the Brussels sprouts, the roast potatoes, so you see it's a real Christmas dinner. So now all we need is the gravy. So for the gravy, you're going to need 1 sprig of thyme, 1 small onion, 1 spring onion, and 1/4 of red pepper, 1/4 of yellow pepper, and 1/4 of green pepper, 2 tomatoes, and a clove of garlic, and chop all of those up really small, dice all of those. Then you're going to put that into a pot with a little bit of oil and lightly fry them for about 3 or 4 minutes. Then add 1 cup of water. Then you add your ketchup, sweet chili sauce, black pepper, mixed herbs, and salt. Probably don't need any salt because the ketchup, the seasonal is usually quite salty. So I wouldn't bother, if you've got the all-purpose seasoning, I wouldn't bother putting any salt in. So then you cover that, reduce the heat, cover that, and let it cook down for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then you have 2 options. You can either leave it as it is, so it will have all the vegetables in the gravy, or if you want a smooth gravy, you just put a stick blender into it and blend it until the whole thing is smooth. So once you've done your gravy, you arrange your veg and your meatballs on a plate, like you can see now, and then you pour the gravy just over each of the meatballs so it still looks pretty. And then to finish it off, you can use these pea shoots to decorate as well. So it's kind of in the circle like a wreath, that sort of shape that you're making. So that's how you make the vegan Christmas dinner. In another video, I will show you some options for how to make dessert. But what do you have for your vegan Christmas dinner? Please comment in the comment section below. I would love to know. So basically this vegan Christmas dinner is cost effective, it's easy to make, it contains a lot of elements that the rest of the family may be having anyway. You have to be careful with the roast potatoes because some people use goose fat or another animal fat when they're roasting their duck or goose fat when they're roasting their potatoes, so just check when they're roasting theirs. But in coconut oil it tastes fabulous, and if you're not a fan of coconut, it doesn't really have a strong coconut flavor, so it still tastes wonderful. So that's what I would recommend for a Christmas dinner, and comment in the comment section below, what do you have for your vegan Christmas dinner? So I hope that has been helpful for you, and I hope that helps you to have a really great Christmas day. In terms of cooking on Christmas Day, in my family, I don't usually cook the Christmas dinner because I'm actually the only vegan in my family. Some are vegetarian or some are flexitarian, but I'm the only one who's actually vegan. So they don't let me make it because they don't want to eat vegan food, but that's fine, I don't mind. So I usually bring elements of the food, or probably not, maybe one element, but they usually cook the bulk of it, and they're amazing because they always make great vegan options. My older sister is vegetarian and she usually makes a vegan option for me, and then I've got 3 sisters, and my 2 younger sisters always bear me in mind when it comes to what to eat at family gatherings, and I am eternally grateful. And I know they watch these videos because I make them. So Audrey, Claudia and Zoe, thank you so much for all you do to support me in my choice to be vegan. So if you're in a family and they're not as supportive when it comes to vegan food, just bring your stuff with you, people. If they don't want to cook it, or if they don't know how to cook it, or they're a bit nervous about cooking it, bring it with you, and then, you know, bring a bit extra. Other people may want to try it as well. So, you know, that's one of the ways to get around it, because sometimes people think, well, I don't really know what to do. Just bring it along, and then try and find something that they would like as well. So what you can do is, don't bring it for the first time on Christmas Day, bring it to a family gathering prior to Christmas and kind of get them to audition the desserts, audition the vegan options, and see which ones are most popular, and then that is probably the one that you can bring on Christmas Day. So it's not a shock either, so people go, oh yeah, I've had that before, yeah, that would be nice to have. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please click and subscribe. Tons of you are watching and a lot more of you are subscribing. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And everybody, please subscribe because it really helps me as well. And now all is left for me to do is say, eat good, eat clean, eat blessed. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye. Oh, I forgot to show you. Here's the dish, and I'm going to try some. Here's the meatball. Very nice. And there's a roast potato with some of the gravy. You gotta try this. This is for you. But yeah, don't forget to share this video wherever you're on social media. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.